I'm trying to find ways in my everyday life to make it feel more special and more magical, and doing that whilst busy is even better and even more important. Hello and welcome back to another week in the life. This one's going to be a special one, I think. At least I'm going to try and make it so. The whole theme of this video is almost a dedication to the month of November, which I feel often gets neglected because October we have the lead up to Halloween, and then Halloween itself, and then December obviously it's Christmas, but November is just kind of this awkward in-between month. But personally I love it, and there are certain things I like to do to make it feel more magical and more special. Yeah, this week is another busy one. I am working on that same project I was working on last week. Cannot share yet, so I'm gonna do my best with all of my time outside of work to make those moments really cozy, comforting, magical and November-y. I've got a few crafty things I want to do as well, which I will share with you. We'll just see what the week brings, but I really hope you enjoy this video. So today, it is Sunday morning, and my dad messaged me last night and asked whether I would like to accompany him on a trip to IKEA. And I don't really need anything from IKEA, but I love a trip to IKEA. I couldn't say no. So I'm just gonna go to IKEA with Dad, have a little wander around, see if there's anything I like, and when we get home I'm going to take all the Halloween stuff down. It's a bit bittersweet, but another thing I do enjoy about November, it is a little bit of a breather between all of the festivities. So I do love decorating, as you know, if you watch my other videos. But I will say I'm constantly in a battle with myself of like maximalist versus minimalist, and I do enjoy it when there is just less clutter in the house. So November for me is a time to kind of take down some of the autumn decor, give the house a bit of a reset, and just enjoy the calm and the clean and all of that before the chaos of Christmas, which I love equally. I don't know if I'll film in IKEA because it's Sunday and it's going to be busy and I feel extremely awkward filming in public. So we'll see how we go. First, I need to show you. So, God, this sun is so bright. It was mine and Jack's 2-year anniversary last night, or yesterday, and we decided to stay in because we're both homebodies. And we decided to create portraits of each other, and Jack's. This is absolutely horrifying. And mine was actually disappointing because, I mean, it looks nothing like him, and it's not even funny, it's like an average drawing. I much prefer Jack's to mine. And I did try to give him crow's feet, but it kind of looks like eyeliner. So looks a bit girly. Also bought me these beautiful flowers, which feel both autumnal and festive. So yeah, he gets lots of boyfriend points for those. IKEA was fun. It was so packed, but all I ended up buying was a doormat for the front door, and this is the thing I'm most excited about. So we've had this for a while, and essentially this is a remote for our lamp in the living room, and it's a smart bulb thing, but this can control multiple lights in your home. So I think it's like up to 10 or something. So I bought another bulb today, so we've got one for the kitchen. So I press this, it turns off, as does the one in the living room, and then I press this and it turns on. And you can also change the settings. So, I mean, I always have it on the same setting, but you can make the light cooler. I mean, why would you want that? Kind of middle-ish warmth. and then super warm, which is how I like it. Great, I love it. And I did actually get it for the one in the bedroom for my bedside table because I like to be able to dim the lamp, because I love the lamp, but I wanted to be able to dim it when I'm reading and before bed, but I got the wrong kind of bulb. I bought a bayonet and I needed a screw. In case you were wondering, this is the bulb I bought today. Right, I've had an idea, and if it goes to plan, I'm going to be very, very happy, but as we know, my ideas don't always go to plan, so we'll see. So I have this candle. It is the White Company Winter candle, and it smells incredible. Jack bought it me last year and I love it, but if you've ever bought one of these, you'll know they're quite expensive, and the wick has run out basically, but we have so much wax left. So my idea I have is that I'm going to melt it down and then attempt to decant it into these little jars. I don't know how much it would fill, and I bought some wicks off Amazon and some skewers, and yeah, I might even make little labels for them as well. But yeah, it smells so good and I miss that smell and I want it in the house. But the only problem, because I have melted down candles before, like old nearly used up candles, is all of the dried fruit, and I would like, if possible, to save it and reuse it, but we'll see how it goes. So I think the plan is I'm going to chop it up, and then the bits that have fruit in, I'm going to melt those first, pick out the fruit, and then kind of stick it around the edge of the jars, and then melt the rest of the wax and pour that in. We'll see how it goes. Okay, that's... It's actually really hard. Okay, that's not going to work. I was going to break it into chunks, but that's just going to be too difficult. Yeah, that will not cut. It's solid. So I'm just going to melt it all in a jug. Hopefully it fits. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's all going wrong. Oh, I'm sad. It seems like the only way this is going to work is if I whack it with a hammer. But it's so loud and I don't want to be disturbing the neighbours, so I'm going to postpone this activity until tomorrow. Actually watch them properly, the making of the appendices.
Yeah, I love that. And the name Elijah for a baby. Golem?
Golem's nice.
Little Golem.
Yeah. Baby Golem. Golem Godfrey. Saruman?
No.
Sauron?
No. Biffa. Or Bomba.
Bomba the middle name. Yeah. Name all the dwarves.
Biffa, Bomba.
Just a Bomba twice.
Sorry. Dwelling.
Yeah.
Alley.
Wait, are we counting?
Wait, how many are there?
12. 13.
Can't name.
Wait, no. I don't know if Bilbo counts in the 13. Balin. Stuck at 7. Orin, Killy, Balin, Dwalin, Oin, Gloin, Dory, Nori, Ori, Biffa, Bob. Ah!
Nori.
I'm so sad that I couldn't sort out those candles last night, because I would have loved to have been burning one of those this morning. But it is what it is. And as I said, my DIY crafty things, they don't usually go to plan, so I should have expected it really. But it's like 9 AM. I'm going to be starting work very, very soon. I want to smash up this candle whilst we're in sociable hours and no one's gonna get mad at me for doing it, so that then later this evening, once I finish work, I can hopefully make these candles. I also think Steve wants to go out. Don't know if his tracker is charged though. He's going to be very upset with me if it is not. 80%. Okay, that's pretty good. By the way, highly recommend this if you have a cat and you're worried about where they're going and or if you're moving house, because that's why we got it. The one we have, not an ad by the way, is Tractive. Looks like this, and it looks a bit bulky, but it's super lightweight, and Steve doesn't care at all when we put it on him. But it basically means that we can track him on our phones, and you can set virtual fences so that if he goes outside of wherever we think is safe for him to go, so I've got it set a couple of 100 meters away from any main road, we get an alert and then we can go out and find him, which is great. He's an old boy, so I do worry about his safety. Do you want to go out? Put it on. You know the drill. No, don't show off because the camera's on. Get your fur in there. We did that once and you did not appreciate that, did you? Come on then, out we go. Right, we did it. So this is the tub of wax that has bits of fruit in. So I have to be careful that the fruit, if I am able to reuse it, doesn't sit anywhere near the wick because it can set on fire. Yeah, I'm going to melt that down first. Try to pick out the fruit. I don't know how that's going to go. It could be a disaster. Separate that, and then the wax that's left over, obviously, I can pour into the jars because there's not a lot of just wax without fruit in it. Yeah, but we'll come back to that later. Right, I am done for the day. Let's try again with these candles, shall we? So I've got this old candle jar. It's obviously tempered glass, so it's made to withstand heat, so that should be safe in the saucepan. We're going to mount the fruity wax first, and then I'm going to do my best to pick out the fruit, and then I'm going to dip the fruit. Well, actually, do I do that or do I stick it straight? Basically, the fruit needs to be coated in like melted wax to stick to the sides, because we don't just want it floating around all over the place because then it will be too close to the wick. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're just gonna do it, because I did debate should I get the wicks in first, but actually no, I want to get the fruit in and I can just keep it heated as I go. So wish me luck. Wish me luck. Now we wait. Just starting to soften, so I think we're going to be here for a while, but I will say it smells amazing. Good morning, it is the next day. So, candle making went well, however, when it dried, it kind of sunk in the middle, and I googled it, and it said that it could be because it was too hot when I poured it or something like that, but to fix it, I just need to top it up with more wax, which is fine because honestly it took so long. Like if you're gonna do this as well, just prepare yourself. It takes ages to melt. So I still have all of this wax left to melt, so I can use that to top up this candle, and I only got this far with the second, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do any more than 2. But considering that the candle was essentially finished and unusable, to get 2 new kind of decent sized candles out of it, I'd say it's pretty good. The fruit on the side, I mean, that just kind of looks mouldy, doesn't it? But the berries look quite nice. So yeah. Oh, here's Steve. It's about 7:30. I wouldn't normally start work this early. However, I want to get these candles finished, and because I know the wax takes ages to melt, I'm actually going to set up shop at the kitchen table and do some work. Do you want to come up? I'm gonna do some work at the kitchen table for a bit because I do need to pop into town this morning to do some prints at the cabin. So gonna get ahead on work. So, because I'd always rather work earlier than carry on working later into the evening, if you see what I mean. So yeah, let's get this wax melting, shall we? Do you want your brookie? Before I start, I thought I'd talk to you about my writing slope, because I do get quite a few questions about this over on Instagram. But this is actually a replica of Jane Austen's writing slope that her dad bought for her. A perfect replica that my uncle made for me. And so on the V&A website, no, the British Library website, which is where the real one lives, they have a 3D model, so you can view it from like every angle, and he used that to create this, and it is incredible, and I use it to do all my work on. I've had it for a few years now. Yeah, and he did such an amazing job on it, and it's one of my most prized possessions for sure, but let me just show you. So it opens up like this. This is for blotting. There's compartments for a little ink well. Well, there's no ink in it at present. We have this little bit here. I broke the tab on it, but he did say he could fix that for me. But essentially, this lifts up, and you can store things in here and in here. And there's a little drawer on the side as well, which has my blotting paper. But yeah, I love it so much. I'm so lucky to have this because it is unique. You wouldn't be able to buy this anywhere, and yeah, I'm a big Jane Austen fan, so yeah, this makes me so happy. And I do like working on a bit of an angle, so I will say it does feel somewhat odd putting an iPad on on a writing slope, but yeah, I love it. Look at these bags. It is the next day and it's about 5 AM, and you may be wondering, what on earth are you doing at 5 AM filming? I have made the decision, the somewhat mad decision, to spend the first 2 hours of my day cleaning the house, because this video it's not going to plan. I envisioned, you know, doing all of these wholesome activities, and the whole point was that I'm trying to find the magic in November and kind of share it with you guys. However, I've chosen a very, very busy week to do it. I was getting all stressed about it. I was like, no, this is the whole point. I'm trying to find ways in my everyday life to make it feel more special and more magical, and doing that whilst busy is even better and even more important, I think. So anyway, long story short, the house the last few days has got progressively more messy, and it's been stressing me out quite a lot and then distracting me when I'm working and making me feel more stressed. As I am much more of an early bird than a night owl, I thought I'm going to get up a bit earlier and do... Oh God, Steve's going absolutely mad at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's his birthday tomorrow, I think he's excited. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to do a power clean. We're going to spend 20 minutes in each room just to get the house back into like a reasonable state. And then hopefully when I start work in a few hours, I will feel much calmer and more prepared. And yeah, because even though cleaning, it's not romantic, it's not particularly a cozy activity to do, but the feeling I get from having done it is unmatched. So yes, in my pajamas, I'm ready. I'm gonna get my cleaning caddy. And yeah, I'm actually, again, kind of embarrassed to show you the state of this kitchen because we did not tidy up after dinner last night. Kitchen done. Living room done, at least done-ish, as it's like only 5:30 in the morning. I don't want to start hoovering and making a racket, so I'll save all that until it's a bit later, I think. Okay, going by the lovely smell that is wafting down the stairs, I believe Steve has left me a little prize, so I'm gonna go deal with that first. I don't know why, but this is my least favourite room to tidy. I'm happy when it's done, but I just hate doing it. Also, don't ask, there is a reason that there is a tree in here, which I cannot disclose right now. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Here's a cable management hack for you. just kind of push it all against the wall and then put some really big frames in front of it. Genius. Right, we are done, and I was right. I feel so much better. So much better for it. I now just need to actually get ready for the day so I can start work. So now that the house is clean and everything, I've got 2 other things I want to do today. And that is, I would like to dry some oranges because 1, I love the smell of it whilst they're drying in the oven, and 2, I feel like it would be a nice decorative thing to get up now because it doesn't feel too Christmassy, but it still has a little bit of, it still brings a little bit of festivity into the house, you know? And then the other thing is I want to make some little labels for my candles, which, by the way, they're by no means perfect. They got some bubbles in them, and yeah, but you know, like I said, it would have otherwise just gone in the bin, so I'm quite happy with that, and I'm very excited to light it later. I'm going to save it, I think, for when I finish work. I have been working for a few hours and decided that it's time I had a little break, so as I said, I'm going to now be slicing up some oranges and we're going to make a garland. Probably going to hang it in the kitchen window. We get the most light in here and I just think it will look so cute. What I will say, it's just a little caveat, 1, I'm not very good with a knife, and our knife isn't very good. Last year when I did this, I burnt them all because I forgot about them, so hopefully we won't do that this year. But the trick is low and slow. Yeah, annoyingly, when we moved in, all of the numbers had already been rubbed off our oven. So we kind of, like, we can see where 160 is, so you just sort of have to guess and hope for the best. These are definitely a bit chunky on the sides, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Days later, I thought I'd just come and have a little chat with you before we wrap up this video. So at the beginning, my intention was that I was going to show you all of these lovely wholesome activities and things I like to do to try and make November feel more magical. And what it actually turned into was more of a realistic week in the life when I'm busy, and the ways in which I try to inject a little bit of calm and fun and joy into those days despite being busy. And I'm grateful to you guys because this week I probably wouldn't have done those things had I not said in this video that I was going to do them, because I've been like, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too tired, I'm just going to be a slug on the sofa. But actually, I like, even though some days I didn't, I was like, oh, can I really be bothered to do this? But I'm so glad I did because I really enjoyed it. And yes, it didn't go to plan, but it's proven something to me that sometimes rest for me doesn't look like being a slug on the sofa. It actually looks like finding an activity that keeps my hands and mind busy without being stressed. I learned that through puzzling as well, but things like making these candles and, you know, even as simple as drying the oranges, it's brought me a lot of joy in what could have otherwise been just a pretty busy, stressful week. So I suppose this doesn't just apply to November, this applies to my life in general. And yeah, going forwards, I'm going to try at least even just once a week to just do something that isn't work and that isn't just reading, because I do like to read, but you know, just something a bit creative, a bit different. And because yeah, I've had a great time. Yeah, I mean, I'm very privileged and very lucky in that I can set my own hours, so things like this are manageable. Completely understand that things like this, you know, sometimes you are just too busy and you don't have time or energy to do it, but if you can, I recommend it for sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you did enjoy this somewhat chaotic and cozy video, as they always seem to be, I would love it so much if you could like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!